Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and this is my channel, Her Pacific Northwest Washington Life, and today we are kicking off the week 33 reading vlog. It is also the second full week of the N.E.W.T.s Magical Readathon, and I would say that my reading is going pretty well so far. I did finish Beware the Little White Rabbit last night, which was an anthology, and I've come to the conclusion that from the get-go, I was not set up to enjoy that book because it's an anthology and because it is Alice in Wonderland retellings. There's 13 of them. I've never, so my first exposure to Alice in Wonderland was with the animated movie, and it always kind of weirded me out. And I didn't actually read Alice in Wonderland until maybe last year or the year before. And I'll be honest, like, Alice in Wonderland isn't a classic little like Disney movie or anything or story that I particularly care for. So reading retellings of Alice in Wonderland just didn't hit the bill for me, or hit the mark, whatever that expression is. And as well, I don't like anthologies because I don't like short stories, and I like to be with characters for a long amount of time. Like, I would much prefer a multi-book series than I would a standalone or short stories. So I just really wasn't set up to like that anthology, but I finished it. I'm still gonna give anthologies another go because there's a lot of them out there, and who knows, maybe I'll find one that I like. But with that being said, I don't have a physical book anymore that I'm reading then, even though I was reading that one on my Kindle. So I am moving into Matilda by Roald Dahl, which I've only ever seen the movie Matilda. I've never actually read this story. But this is going for the prompt of potions. It's the Exceeds Expectations, and I believe the prompt is to read a book by an author whose first or last name starts with the letter D. Roald Dahl, last name starts with D. So I'm really excited to read this. I do like the movie for this, so I think it'll be a lot of fun to read through. I'm hoping to read all 240 pages tonight so that I can get back on track with my page count per day, since I fell a little bit behind with Beware the Little White Rabbit. I just didn't want to pick it up. So there is that. I'm also still listening to Red Rising by Pierce Brown, which is going really well. I know when I originally heard about it, I read the synopsis of the story, but it is, and I can't remember what the synopsis said at all, but it's so different from what I thought it was going to be, and not in a bad way at all. Like, I'm really liking the direction this is going. It's kind of reminding me a little bit of, like, it's got Hunger Games vibes a little bit, but also it's reminding me of Ender's Game too. So I'm just really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying the main character, Daryl, who's 16 years old, and it's so refreshing to have a young adult 16-year-old character who's so mature, and that's because of the circumstances and how his life has played out. So essentially, Daryl is from this class system called the Reds, and there's different colors. You've got like gold, iron, bronze, pink, red. There's probably blue and green and yellow and all those other colors. But basically Daryl and the other Reds, from what I gathered, all live underground. Like, they can't see the surface of Mars. They live in caves and tunnels and things, and they are diggers. So they dig for, I think it was helium-3 or something like that. And an event happens where Daryl gets into quite a bit of trouble, and then some circumstances change for him. I won't say any more so as not to spoil anything, but there's some transformations and things that go on that I think are really fascinating. and I'm really looking forward to seeing where the rest of this book goes. I have, let's see, please don't start playing. It shouldn't. I have about 10 and a half hours left. So really looking forward to getting that finished up. Hopefully, maybe I can do it by the end of tomorrow, but we shall see. So today has been pretty busy otherwise. I made an appointment with the DOL that is the soonest available appointment date they have is in September. So a month away, I will be going into the DOL to finally do that portion of my name change process and get that updated on my driver's license and everything. I also called the bank to get pre-approved for a loan for buying a car next week, and that went through all fine and dandy, which is nice to have both of those items kind of checked off the list a little bit. So basically the rest of the day I'm going to finish out my work day. I'm also, does anyone else use nail polish to differentiate between the keys on their key rings? Because I do, and the nail polish is fading, so I'm going to really quickly apply some coats. That way, while I'm working, they can dry, and then I can flip it over and do the other sides. But that's what I'm going to do here really quickly. Need to practice my violin, and then other than that, I'm probably going to study this evening. So sorry. That's what my day is shaping up to look like. If I have any updates though for you before the day is out, I will definitely keep you posted. Good morning. It is the 10th. No, it's not. It's the 11th today, which means we are right around that third of the way mark through the month, which means we're a third of the way through the Magical Readathon. And I had planned, well, I needed, in order to catch up with the goal I set for myself, to read Matilda all yesterday. And I didn't quite make it. I have 70 pages left. But that probably would have taken me another 45-ish minutes to read, since it's big text and not all the pages are full text. Some of the pages are like a full picture, or you've got a half picture or what have you. So I didn't quite finish this, but I will today, and I should be able to breeze through it fairly quickly, which means I'm still behind on my page count in order to finish all of my N.E.W.T.s by the 23rd, but that's okay. I've got a couple days coming up that I have off next week, and then it's also the weekend, so I'll get a bit more reading time in than I've been able to manage during the week. I have 8 hours and 8 minutes left of Red Rising, which I don't... Maybe when I finish Matilda tonight, instead of going into Beowulf, I will finish Red Rising, since technically I need to finish Red Rising before starting Beowulf anyway. And I do have my violin lesson today, which means I'm going to get a good 2-ish hours listened to while on my drive. And then if I'm listening, I'm currently at like 1.55 speed or something right now. If I bump it up a little bit, we could effectively or essentially cut that 8 hours in half and be only 4 hours. So then I could have 2 hours done on my drive, which means I would have 2 hours left that I could listen to in bed. So that might be what we do. I'm not 100% set on that game plan or anything yet, but I am really enjoying Red Rising. Like I said yesterday, it's so much different than I expected it to be, and I'm still getting feelings of it being like Ender's Game and the Hunger Games mixed together. And I'm just really enjoying the direction that this story is taking. I think it'll be really interesting. I haven't figured out quite yet where this is going, what direction it's going in. and what the outcome of events are going to be. So we'll see what happens, but really enjoying that. And Matilda is, you know, it's just Matilda. It's a little different from the movie. You still have her awful parents and the awful Miss Trunchbull, and the very sweet Miss Honey, and the very intelligent Matilda, and all that fun stuff. It's just a fun little read through. So I think my plan then for today, again, not 100% set in stone, is going to be to finish my last 70 pages of Matilda, finish Red Rising, and then I think that will open me up to move into Alex. Approximately, I have to wait until Beowulf is done. So I think I might switch around some audiobooks, and probably jump into maybe Zenith next. Yeah, because that's an A for astronomy, so nothing's stopping me. So, oh, I have Zenith next anyway. What am I talking about? Okay, so my next audiobook will be Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. And then I think what I'm gonna do, because Beowulf is an epic poem, it should essentially be, well, okay, this whole section here is like an introduction that I think I need to read before I read Beowulf, because I think it will give me a better understanding of what I'm going into with this story. I'm not 100% sure. This edition, though, is only like 105 pages, but I don't think I'm going to be able to just read through all 105 pages in a day. Maybe I will be able to, but I think I'll need to break this up into chunks. So I think I might read this and Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters, side by side. So read like, I don't know, like 30 pages of this a day, and then finish out my page count with Percy Jackson, or what have you. Not 100% certain. I'll see when I actually get into Beowulf what that's going to look like for me, though. Either way, it doesn't really, with the prompts, it doesn't really mess up anything, because Percy Jackson, I've already finished my A for that subject, which is arithmancy, so it's my E. So I think everything should be okay. I might just have to read some books side by side for the next wee while. But yeah, overall, I'd say my reading's going really well. I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. Currently working on 2 that I should have today, so I should have, by the end of today, only 9 books left, which is a really good feeling. I feel like I'll definitely be able to read all 17. I don't know if I'll be able to read all 17 before the end of the 23rd, but we'll find out. We've got 12 days to do it, just under 2 weeks. So we'll see. It'll be a surprise for all of us involved. But today's shaping up to be a pretty busy one at work. We've got a new system scheduled to roll out in November, and I'm part of the project team for that. So there's a lot of process documents and user stories and things like that that I need to review, since I am the subject matter expert for production in the US. So that's what I'm doing. I think I'm going to have to read, like, I don't know, for 30 minutes in a document, and then take a short break doing something else, and then go back. That way I'm just not bogging myself down with all of this weird verbiage and system information and stuff like that. But it'll be nice to contribute to this project again. I was in its original stages when it had a different project name. I actually took a trip over to Scotland, which is where my company is headquartered, and helped with that for a week. And then I got almost a full week with my team that's based in Scotland. And that was, I would have left at the end of August almost 3 years ago on that trip. So it's been a while since I've been involved with this project. So it's good to be back in it again and helping out. So really looking forward to seeing that come to a head. I do have the doggies hanging out with me right now. I need to swap over laundry from the washer to the dryer, but as any good pet parent does, I'm not going to get up and disturb the dogs. Mostly selfishly because then they'll leave me, and it's not very often that they come hang out with me, so I don't want them to leave me just yet. So I'm gonna hang tight on my laundry. But if anything happens in reading today that I absolutely need to update you about, I definitely will later. I'm back already. No real reading update, but I did just get my limited edition Professor McGonagall Geek Gear box in the mail, and I thought that I would open it up with you guys. This is the second limited edition box that they've done this year. The first one was Luna Lovegood that I had in a vlog at some point, and now it's Professor McGonagall. And I'm really looking forward to this. She's one of my favorite characters, so I'm hoping there's some really good stuff in here. And we'll see. So to keep it more reaction-y, I've been showing you the items after I open them, but I will open them with you, and I think I'll do some editing to cut out all the like unwrapping noise. But we've got to do this pretty quickly because my camera only has 7% battery, and I don't want to wait for it to charge because I want to see what's in this. So first things first, we have a t-shirt, and this one is Professor McGonagall at the end of the 7th movie when they're doing the battle for Hogwarts, and she brings the statues to life, and it's Pure Totem Locomotor, and it's the spell. She's like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. That's a really big design, but I kind of actually like it, and I'm wearing a Geek Gear shirt right now. I think it's the one that came in the last box. And I just really like lounging in their shirts. So, like that. We also got a, it looks like, okay, this would have, it's a pin. It would have gone like on a plaque thing. And this is Professor McGonagall's Quidditch pin then. That says 1971 MG McGonagall. Hopefully that's easier to see. Kind of, it's just super reflective. I like that. That's a really, it's very simplistic, but it's a neat pin design as well, and it's a chunker one. It's got 2 of the spiky things, whatever those are called. There's a couple wrapped things, so I'm gonna unwrap those really fast. Okay, so the first item we have, I think kind of goes in line with the items we've been receiving, but it is Professor McGonagall's witch's hat. It's got some nice little detail, nice like green and black plaid design there, and the other is this little cat figure, which I think is pretty neat. I'm not a big cat person, but that one is McGonagall, so it's not actually a cat. We've got a couple more things in boxes. Oh boy, there's quite a bit in here. There's going to be a poster of some sort. What is this? A notebook? It says A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration. And yeah, it's just a lined notebook. That's really nice. And you've even got the spine that says A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration. I love notebooks. I think that's a really cool thing to have in here because it is so useful. And then we've got two of these odd shaped boxes. First one here is a magnifying glass, I think. Maybe not. Or are you supposed to hold them like that? That's how you're supposed to do it. I don't recall the significance of this. These are the types of items that I really don't care to have that we received in the last two just regular boxes. And then a pair of spectacles. Which I assume are McGonagall replica. I wonder if these are just plastic or if... Oh yeah, those are totally plastic. There's no sort of... They don't even have the nose pieces there. There. Do I look like McGonagall now? Oh man, those lenses need cleaned. That's kind of neat, though I could honestly go down to any sort of pharmacy shop and buy the, like, prescription readers. So, not something I'm super keen on. Then, looks like we also have a banner, like we did last time. I like this one much better, though. It is, it's a flag. And it says, "Have a biscuit, Potter." And you've got a tea and biscuit. I really do like that one. I also really like dark greens too, though. I'd say like an emerald color is one of my favorite colors. And then there's our pamphlet that tells us what's in here. So we'll see what the artwork looks like. You guys probably know at this point that I'm very picky on artwork. So we've got this, which that there is definitely McGonagall. I mean, I like the idea of it. The artwork is very, very beautiful, but if I wanted a picture of Maggie Smith on my wall, I think I would just find a picture of her. I don't know. It's not my favorite. I might have to hang on to it, though, for when I do build a library to see what's going to work where, if I actually like having these very human-y pictures on my walls. But just real quickly, because my camera's about ready to yell at me, let's see, McGonagall limited edition box. We've got the exclusive t-shirt, exclusive community artists by Tony Blake, who you can find on Facebook at Aunt Blake Art. We get a lot of artwork from him. There's also the exclusive McGonagall Quidditch badge, exclusive McGonagall magnifying glass mini replica. We've got the exclusive McGonagall spectacles replica, the exclusive mini hat replica. It says a small hat for a small cat. I don't think that's going to fit on the cat we got. No. Then we've got the exclusive McGonagall Animagus replica. It says underneath the hat, it says a small hat for a small cat, and then under the cat it says a small cat for a small hat, but I don't think those work together. Anyway, then we've got the exclusive Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration notepad and exclusive Delicious Crumbly Biscuit pennant. So those are the items. Overall, I'd say it's an okay box. I can't recall what I paid for it. I don't think it was $60, but it might have been somewhere around that price range. I'll let you know in the description box below. I mean, overall, I've been pretty disappointed with the quality of their boxes lately. And I don't even think this limited edition box is very good either. I know they have been having issues with getting the pieces they need due to the virus and all that stuff. But I think if that's the case, then rather than throwing together, just these plastic prop pieces, maybe wait and deliver at a later date. I don't know if that's what happened with this box or if these were the items that were intended, but I still don't think it's worth the money, to be honest. Depends on who the next limited edition box is for. I might skip it. I really like Luna and McGonagall, but honestly, I'm pretty disappointed. I think I only liked and will be keeping like half or a little less than half of the products in the Luna box, and I'm not sure out of this box what I'll be keeping. We'll find out though. So that is that. I should be finished up with Matilda here soon, so I will try to give an update before I go to bed tonight on where I'm at with the 2 books that I'm hoping to finish today. Ronan, you ready for dinner? You're ready for dinner? It's not dinner time yet, though. Can you wait 15 minutes for dinner? He's not starving. Ronan, are you ready for dinner? Is Dad gonna feed you? Are you so excited?
What? What?
You just got cheese, though.
What are you all happy about?
Are you sitting so pretty? Is that your I'm ready for dinner pose? Me too, Dad, me too. You guys want dinner? Suckers.
Attack! Attack! Come here! Eva, come here! You're my little girl, huh? You're a little girl. Alright, go feed.
That's so mean. You guys ready? I just fed you. What do you want now? You leave his alone. Lighting for these next few clips is not going to be good because there's a light right behind me and I'm sitting on the couch and don't want to move to make the lighting better. So I want to give a reading update. Last night I did finish Red Rising by Pierce Brown and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4-star rating, though I will admit that the last probably 4 hours of the audiobook my mind was wandering a bit too much. So as things were being revealed and whatnot, I think I missed a couple things. I got the big important things, but I know that I did miss quite a bit with my mind wandering. So that may have brought my enjoyment down a little bit. I'm not sure. But overall, I did really, really like it. I'm intrigued to see where the series goes and where Daryl and the rest go with it. He made a decision at the end that I was a bit surprised by. So it'll be interesting to see where the rest of the story goes. There were a lot of allusions to, or I guess references. No, they were alluding to kind of the next couple of titles in the series. So I think it'll be cool to see where that goes. I know this sounds a little silly, but because I just finished the audiobook, but I am already really looking forward to rereading the book. So I'm excited to tell Eric that I finally read his favorite book and we can chat about it. Other than that, today I started reading Zenith, the first book in the Andromeda Saga duology, and I meant to get my chapter count. I am, I think, on chapter,
Chapter 6.
nope,
Chapter 7.
I am on chapter 7. Okay, so I'm not too far in. This is like a just under a 15-hour audiobook, and I like that the narration, oh, that's, I did listen to Red Rising on Audible, and I really, really enjoyed the narration for that. I believe the voice, the narrator, was Irish, which I thought was weird at first, that these people that are essentially colonizing and terraforming Mars are Irish, but they did come from Earth, so why not? But anyway, I like that there's two different narrators for Zenith, because this one does swap them back between a male main character and a female main character. So we've got a male and a female narrator, which I think is really neat to read by, or just to listen by. And I'm intrigued to see where this story goes as well. So the big thing on the docket tonight is reading and hopefully finishing Beowulf. I attempted to listen to this as an audiobook maybe up to 4 years ago. It was sometime between 2016 and 2020, I think. I don't know the exact time frame, but it obviously did not go well. I did not finish it. I had no idea what was going on, and so it was I guess, a soft DNF. I knew that I would eventually reread it as a physical book. So I have just read through the introduction and notes and things, which was something around maybe like 25 pages. And the epic poem itself in this edition, which is just the Barnes & Noble paperback classic edition, is, I think, 105 pages. So it is currently 8:47 right now. Pretty much between 9 and 10 is bedtime for me. And I'm gonna try and read an epic poem before I go to bed. I don't know how successful I'll be. I think I'm going to try and check in around every 25 pages. I know this is split up into kind of parts, if I can show you. So we've got like the start of a new section here. You can see the Roman numerals there. So I'm going to try and break it up as best as I can into quarters of the book and check in with you on my thoughts. It might be that I turn on the camera and say I have no idea what just happened, and that'll be that. Hopefully not. I'm hoping I absorb this a lot better than that, but I'm interested to see about this epic poem that inspired J.R.R. Tolkien in writing The Lord of the Rings. So really looking forward to getting into this, and I better do so now because this will probably take me a good 2 hours to read, and I don't really want to be up until 11 if I can help it. So I'm wishing myself luck because by the time you see this, you can't wish me luck because I'll either have succeeded or failed. And I'll chat with you here in a little bit. I did have a snuggle buddy who was snoring and being very distracting, and then she left. But I am now 30 pages in to Beowulf, and I just finished the 12th fit. Oh, look who's coming back. She's gonna bonk everything now. The fits are those Roman numerals that I was showing you earlier with the breaks in the poem. So a lot has happened so far. Grendel killed the, was it the letting? These words are going to be painful, guys. I'm sorry. The shieldings, that's what they're called. So he killed Shield, who was, I believe, the father of Hrothgar. And I think something like 12 years passed, and news finally got to Beowulf, whose father owed Hrothgar a favor, essentially. And so Beowulf and his crew sailed from Sweden to Denmark to Hrothgar's home, and there basically they shared stories, and Beowulf bragged about how he could defeat Grendel no problem. And that night Grendel came in and ate a man, and then his second victim was going to be Beowulf, who apparently has the strength of like 30 hands or men or something in one of his hands. So he and Grendel fought hand-to-hand combat, and he ended up ripping off Grendel's shoulder, and it now basically has Grendel's arm and hand as a trophy. That happened a lot faster than I thought it was going to happen. I expected that to be a longer battle, and to not happen until like maybe halfway through. So I don't even know what the rest of this is going to be about then. But basically, Beowulf has paid back his father's debt to the Danes, so he's all good to go, and now we'll figure out what's left. Just for funsies, I found this channel on YouTube that I'm just now getting into the like, I don't know what the like ambiance rooms or whatever. And I thought Game of Thrones would be good for this, so I'm listening to this one from Ambient Worlds is the channel, and this one's called God's Wood of Winterfell, Music and Ambience. So that's what I've been listening to, and it's been good so far. So I don't know how much longer I'm gonna make. I'm starting to flag. It is 9:51, and I've been yawning a lot, so I might read a couple more fits and then call that good for the evening, and we can pick this up again tomorrow probably. I only managed to read 6 more pages last night. I'm just not cut out for staying up early. I will say though that one thing I didn't mention is that this is surprisingly easy to read and understand. I don't know if it's just this translation or if it's the epic poem as a whole, but actually reading it with your eyeballs is really not that bad. I was honestly super intimidated and daunted by this because it's only 105 pages, and I thought it would take me like an entire week to read. But I do think I should be able to finish it up tonight. and move into the next Percy Jackson book. I am on page 36, so I've got really not a lot left to read, just about like 70 pages. And I like too that there's end notes to give you a little more information about what certain lines or certain words mean. But they're not like, you don't come across too many on one page, or you'll even have like a couple pages in between one end note and the next, which I feel like doesn't detract from the reading all that much. Like, you're not being pulled out of the story to have to figure out what the heck is being said. So I'm really enjoying this. Looking forward to seeing where it's going next. Right now, basically the next couple of fits I read after my update are them showering Beowulf with gifts and writing songs about him and his triumph and all that other stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what's next with this. I've also gotten a couple more chapters read in Zenith, so that's going fairly well. Though I am behind on my page count. Let me grab my planner really fast. I've got 17 other things sitting on top of it, which, you know, makes it super effective for using your planner when you can't even access it easily. So by the end of today, I should have a total page count of 1,495. I am currently sitting at, I read 36 pages. That doesn't include the rest that I read yesterday from Matilda. Or does it? Oh. Yeah, because I finished Matilda. When did I finish Matilda? Okay, I finished Matilda on Tuesday. Alright, so my current page count is 1,197. So I need to read almost 300 pages today in order to catch up. Which would basically be the rest of this book and almost the entire Percy Jackson book. Not gonna happen. But we've got the weekend coming up, so that should mean I should get some more reading time in. I'm honestly not too stressed about it because I do have a whole week that I'm trying not to read N.E.W.T.s books for. So obviously, if I'll just have to work my roll the dice readathon rolls in for what remaining N.E.W.T.s books I have left, because those are more of a priority for me. So that's it for right now. I'm still doing work that is making my eyeballs bleed, reviewing process documents and writing user stories. So I needed a quick break to not stare at this screen for a little bit so that I don't lose my marbles. So it's going all right though. Yeah, it'll be nice to see it behind us though, and to finally have a new system. But that's work stuff that you really don't need to know about. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. Yeah, I really don't think I have much else to talk about. I feel like I do, but it's really just mindless chatter stuff that's not important and not relevant, so I will save you from that. I made it to page 74 in Beowulf tonight, and there's just no way I'm gonna make it any further. I've got 30 pages left, and I read about a little over 30 today. Actually, I read almost 40 pages today, but I'm just too tired and I'm not absorbing what's going on very well. I know more stories were told. I think in the introduction I read that the timelines presented or the events presented in Beowulf don't happen in chronological order. So I'm starting to get a little confused with where things are at. And the only thing I'm sure of is that Beowulf just ascended the throne, and we're about to get to the part of the dragons, which is all I know. Sorry. So I'm gonna head to bed. I'll definitely finish that tomorrow then and start Percy Jackson in the Sea of Monsters. I'm also planning to start Fire by Kristen Kishore with Eric at the channel Break Even Books this weekend. So I'll have 2 physical books going. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday. I don't know. And I'm still listening to Zenith on audiobook. I need a good chunk of time to listen to, like a good chunk of the audiobook to get more invested in the story. Right now I'm just kind of listening to a couple chapters here and there, and I'm feeling a little disconnected from it. So I'm so sorry. I'll get time tomorrow when I'm cleaning the house to listen to like a solid hour or so of Zenith before the boys get home. So that's the hope and the plan. I'm falling behind on my physical reading, as you already know, but hoping to catch up before the weekend is out. But before I yawn another time, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight here, and I'll chat with you tomorrow when I have a reading update. Alright, it's been a couple days since my last check-in, and I'm gonna recap what happened the past couple days, and then end this vlog. It's just about 1 o'clock here. You can probably hear Ronan panting hardcore because it's pretty hot for Washington. And we are actually going over to a family friend's house. They picked up the kiddo this morning at 10 and they have a pool, so we are going to head over there to pick him up, but also to swim. My dad and Skylar for the past 2 days have been working on building a deck cover on our front porch, and it's just about done. I think the last things that need to be done are the gutter needs to go up and the shingles actually have to be put on the roof. So they've built everything, they've tarred the roof, so it's ready for, I think my dad's just using like the rollout kind of roofing material. And then gutters need to go up, and that should be it. Oh, and a new step needs to be built. Maddie got to demolish our old step last night, so now I've got to pay attention because we've got a nice little drop if we're not. Let's see. Other than that, I think on Friday, maybe not Friday, Yep, on Friday I finished reading Beowulf. This took a lot longer to read than I expected it to, but I found towards the end that my mind was wandering a lot as I was reading it. I still feel like this is very easy to read, and it's nice to know like bits and pieces of this epic poem that inspired The Lord of the Rings, but for being, I guess, 150 pages in total, because I did read the introduction, I read a lot of the end notes, and then the whole epic poem. It took me like 4 days to read it, and then I didn't pick up another book in between to like supplement the page count or anything. So I'm pretty far behind on my page count right now. I'm on track if I were to have everything finished by the end of the month, versus by the end of, I think, next week. But I'm not on track if I want everything done by the 23rd, which is fine. So I did enjoy this. I'm giving it a 3-star rating. I enjoyed the beginning of it a lot more than the end of it, but I thought it was still fun and interesting to read, especially being a format that I'm not particularly used to, or I guess a writing style. I also am still listening to Zenith, and I've moved my bookmark. I've got like 2 hours left in the audiobook, so I should be able to finish this today. This is going pretty well. I don't think I've really talked about Zenith. It kind of is reminding me of like a young adult Firefly, because you have a crew of people who are kind of like smugglers and pirates and all of that in space. And they take on these jobs to earn money so that they can, you know, take on the next job and all that other stuff. But what we have here is a story that follows multiple points of view. So we follow Androma, aka Andy. We follow Dex. We follow a lady named Nor, and we follow a prince named Valen. And Andy did something in her past that really turned Valen and his family's world upside down. She had a run with Dex at some point, and there's some political things that are going on within this story, that some treaties and truces that have been made that are not being kept, and it's kind of everybody's stories coming together and figuring, I guess, kind of the best way forward. That's not really the best way to put it, but figuring out what the future is going to look like and things like that. So it's fun. I think it's just okay. I upped the speed on it so that I could finish it, because I'm just kind of with it. Like, I don't really care what happens. I just kind of want it to be over with so I can move on, but it is a fun little story for what it is. I also started on Friday. I don't think I read any of it yesterday. Did I? No. Yes, I did read yesterday. I started The Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. And I got a little more read today. I'm on page 54 right now. I'm in the middle of the chapter. I had to stop to help my dad while Sky was busy. So that's going well. It's fun to be back in this world and back with the characters, and I'm excited to see what shenanigans they get up to this time. So just to do a quick recap, I have finished my A and E in Ancient Runes. I finished my A and E in Arithmancy, and The Sea of Monsters is my O in Arithmancy. Zenith is my A in Astronomy. I finished my A and E in Herbology, my A and E in Potions, my A in Transfiguration, but I'm starting my E today, which is going to be Fire by Kristen Kishore. That's going to be my buddy read. My second buddy read for this readathon with my friend Eric over at the channel Break Even Books. So I'm going to read a bit more of Percy Jackson and The Sea of Monsters, and I'm also going to read a little bit of Fire today as well, and hopefully finish up Zenith. So I should only have 2 books carry over into next week, which means my next audiobook, I think I'm going to make it, I guess it could be Alex Approximately, which I think would be a nice break from all the sci-fi. Since Red Rising and Zenith were sci-fi, it'd be nice to get into a little bit of a contemporary before I jump into another sci-fi with finishing the Androma Saga duology. So that's it for reading. Going back to my friend Eric, so last week, was it? We did, yeah, it would have been last week. We did a live show for his birthday, and we had mentioned during the live show that we thought it would be fun to do another live stream, but do some sort of like trivia night. And so last night we did a Disney trivia night on Eric's channel. he invited 4 other booktubers, so it was still Mies and Savvy, who were on Eric's birthday live stream, as well as Kira and Taylor. I don't know if either of them have channels. I know they're both on Twitter. But everyone I just mentioned, I will link down in the description box below. I'll link their YouTube channel if they have one. If not, I'll link their Twitter. But Eric asked us all Disney questions, and we had 3 rounds. The first round was 10 questions worth 1 point each. The second round was 10 questions worth 2 points each. And the third round was 5 questions worth 5 points each. And it was like, it could have been anyone's game, honestly. Like, especially with the last round, we were pretty much all tied neck and neck within like a 5-point difference of each other. And so if like last question would have done it. But I did end up winning, which I'm super proud of. I think I got like 35 points or something like that. The questions Eric asked got pretty tricky, especially towards the end. They were super tricky, but it was so much fun. I think it was like an hour and a half, maybe a little over an hour and a half for the live stream. And it was nice just to get to talk to Eric, Mies, and Savvy again, and then to meet Kira and Taylor. They were both very, very sweet and just funny, and it was a very like welcoming group, and it didn't feel awkward or anything like that. It was just really nice. So I enjoyed that quite a bit. But yeah, so that's pretty much sums up what happened this weekend. I am going to close this off now though, because like I said, we're gonna go swimming, and then because I had the live stream last night, it was from like 7 to 8:30. Maddie went to bed at 8, so he didn't get to say goodnight to me, and we didn't get to watch like a movie or anything last night, or hang out on the couch after a really, really busy day being outside. So I want to just dedicate my evening to spending time with my boys, especially because I do work Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm off with them the rest of the week, so that'll be really nice. But yeah, we'll basically just pick up with next week's vlog on Monday with whatever shenanigans we get up to. It might be going car shopping on Monday, but I'll have to talk to Skylar. It's either Monday or Wednesday that we're going. I think we picked Monday though, but I'll let you know in next week's vlog. So as always, I would really love to know what you did this week. Especially, I think a lot of people went back to school or had kids that went back to school this week. So let me know if you had kids that did, or if you're enjoying the last couple weeks of summer with them like we are. And just love to know like what kind of shenanigans you got up to, what books you read, and all that other fun stuff. So if you feel so inclined, please do let me know down in the comments below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye!